Gravity Falls! This is another exciting episode of Gossiping Gossipers. This one is especially near and dear to my heart because I am sitting here with my little brother, Jack.
Hello. I am 11 years old and I'm about to turn 12 years old in October.
October. Cool. Awesome. Alright, about to go into middle school. Scared?
A little bit. I'm more excited just to, get more opportunities.
Cool. Awesome. Alright. Now, the reason why I asked you to do this with me is because, you and I showed you the show, and you seem to be a pretty big fan of it, right?
Yes.
So, in your own words, please tell us why you love Gravity Falls.
Oh, gosh. It's one of the reasons why I love Gravity Falls is just how kind of you kind of fall in love with all these different characters. How you kind of, it's not just like you look at one character and you're like, yeah, okay, cool. You're just like, wow, that character's really, really interesting. You're not just, it's kind of like you're getting sucked into the TV show. You're thinking what that person would do in a situation. You're kind of thinking of because I know when I watched the show, I kind of was thinking geez, if I was in that situation, what would my thoughts be? I really like the description and the detail that they had to go into.
Detail in what?
The detail in all the artwork that they did. Because having to do all those art pieces one by one, moving it a little bit at a time, just doing all those drawings just to make a 20-minute episode, and then making 3 series of it, then that's a lot of work that had to get put into it. So I feel for me, it's just the respect that got put into the show is just outstanding.
Wow. All right. What do you think of the voice acting, the background music,
I feel the theme song is kind of what gets you hooked in, because you hear that doo 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 doo, and it's just what's gonna happen? It kind of pulls you in. The background music for when mysteries happen is it kind of fits exactly perfect for what's happening.
Yeah, and what do you think of the voice acting and that sort of thing?
The voice acting is amazing, and just to think about how many people spent their time that they could have done doing something else about their something that they wanted to do, but then they did it on this show and they just put their effort into this. So I really appreciate the voice acting.
Yeah. All right. That's really cool. Who would you say is your favorite voice performance?
That's a hard one. It's a close tie between Old Man McGucket and Seuss.
And you know who both of those people are voiced by, right?
Yes, Alex Hirsch.
Yes. Can you name... Here's a little pop quiz for you. Can you name all the characters that Alex Hirsch has voiced?
I know some of them. I know he does Bill Cipher, Stan, he does Seuss, he does Old Man McGucket, and there's one that now I can't remember.
He does way more. He does a lot.
He does a lot.
He does a lot of the one-line things, TV announcements, and now we return to world's highest skydive, or thank you for trying me, the world's slowest moving trams.
Oh, I remember. Didn't they add him in the TV show, one of the trailers where he was in the circus? And they added a cartoon character of him? They did.
Yeah, he was juggling.
I just remember that, and I was who is that? And then he told me, I was oh!
Yeah, the animators like to draw him in sometime. Alex says they're making fun of him. So, alrighty. The one you're missing, I think, is Quentin Tremblay. He also voiced Quentin Tremblay. Yeah, that's it. Tremblay. So let's talk about the first time that you watched the show. I remember you were 9, right, when we first watched it?
9 or 8.
I remember, because I had come home from college for the summer.
Yeah.
And I remember you were always a very smart kid for your age. You always did really well, and you were always really smart, but, you watched some of the dumbest TV.
I did.
Just nothing but YouTube and just stuff that was just below your intelligence.
Yeah,
And I
I did listen
knew,
pretty dumb stuff.
yeah, and you still do sometimes, but that's okay. That's
Yeah.
what the internet's for. But
Yeah.
I can just remember thinking, like, dang, if I could just get him to try this one show, I know he'd love it. And so you and I were alone at the house. I remember it was storming outside.
It was.
And I kind of had to coax you into trying it. Like, I
Yeah.
told you, we'll just watch this one episode, and if you don't like it, we never have to watch it again. And that seemed fair to you, so we watched it. Do you remember, like, your thoughts and feelings at that time?
I kind of do. I was like, okay, like, if it's something that I'm not, like, really interested in, I'm just gonna say that I don't like it, because then, like, it's not really worth my time. But then when I saw that vending machine open up, my jaw dropped all the way to the ground.
Because I won't lie, like, you were laughing at all the right parts in that first episode.
Yeah.
You were, so I knew you liked it, but I wasn't sure if you liked it enough to, like, watch the next episode.
Yeah.
But then, that vending machine door opened, and I remember I watched you. Your jaw dropped, and it stayed dropped throughout the entire puking gnome.
Yeah.
And I paused it right before it could go to the next episode, and before I could even get the question out, you begged me to watch some more.
I know.
Can you remember, like, when did it start to dawn on you that this was something different? This was something special. This was something that you enjoyed?
When it was starting, when the gnomes attacked, and, like, those, like, cool, like, chase scenes, like, I thought that was pretty cool. And then just when that vending machine opened, I was like, okay, now I need to figure out what that vending machine leads to. It doesn't just lead to, like, a small room with security cameras. No, that leads to a secret base.
Yeah. Do you remember what you first thought that was?
I thought it was, like, some sort of lab. Like, at first, I thought that Stan was evil.
I do remember you saying that.
I thought he was an evil person just trying to, like, trick these people into doing something. So that way, like, I thought that, like, all those, like, creatures that were fake, I thought that they were, like, real, and he just, like, he saw them. He did so many experiments down in that basement, and then he made it into a statue. That's what I thought happened.
Basically the plan of the Amphibia Gravity Falls episode, in a way. And I can remember, like, because you told me that, and it was so interesting because I was like,
you wanted to tell me so bad.
I didn't want to tell you. I was just ready for the moment that you were going to literally eat your words. But I think it happens literally, like, the next episode. Like, by the end of the Gobblewonker episode, I asked you if you thought Stan was evil still, and you were like, I don't know. Like,
it was when he did that nice thing, just taking out his nieces and nephews to do that. Then I was like, okay, maybe he's not evil, but then he also could just be trying to cover it up.
Right. So tell me about, like, do you remember all the theories and stuff you had as you continued to watch the show?
I know, as theories, I personally, because when the author of the journal came, I was not expecting it.
Right, well, let's talk season 1 first, and then we'll get to that. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Alright, let's talk season 1. So, throughout watching season 1, did you have any other theories beside that, or were you just sort of, like, what was going through your head as you were watching season 1?
When I was going through season 1, most of the time I was trying to look for, like, some sort of clues to figure out who the author was.
Right.
Trying to figure out, okay, who looks suspicious? And because I tried to look so close at their hand, because clearly there's no way he could do the author could do a perfect stencil of a 6-fingered hand. They would have to have a 6-finger hand. But then they also could have just added a finger to a hand and then photoshopped it and then traced it out.
Right, okay, so you weren't completely sold that the author could have 6 fingers. Is that what you're saying?
I was thinking in my head that it could be real, but then I was like, how could that even happen?
What do you mean, what could happen?
Like, how could someone grow an extra finger on their hand?
Right, they're just born with it. You know, like how can you just grow blonde hair? You're just born with it, you know? Like, okay, so throughout season 1, you're trying to find clues to the author of the journal. Did you have any theories or guesses or any hopes, maybe?
I was kind of hoping that Old Man McGucket was the author of the journal.
Really? Throughout season 1, you thought that?
Just because when I looked at his hand, he had the bandage. And I was like, that's kind of suspicious. Why does he just have a bandage on his hand?
I mean, he Old Man McGucket.
Old Man McGucket.
I'm gonna look to you if ever I need to do a comic voiceover. I'm gonna look to you if I ever need a McGucket. Oh, okay. So,
Old Man McGucket.
all right. So, come season 1 finale, let's talk. I don't know why, but I remember when the dinosaur episode, when we got to there, you had a theory that, okay, Stan is evil, and down in the basement, it's a illegal homemade time machine that Blended people can't keep track of.
Yeah.
And he's gonna bring the dinosaurs to our time and use them to take over the world. That's what you said. Is that not what you said?
That's what I said.
That's what you said. To be fair, you are very obsessed with dinosaurs.
At that point, like,
it
dinosaurs...
was...
I had like 5 encyclopedias about dinosaurs. No joke.
I remember I wasn't trying to laugh at you because you were dead serious too. You weren't just kidding. You dead serious had that theory, and I wasn't trying to laugh at you and make you feel bad, but it was so cute, and I was like,
it was more cute than it was dumb. But now that I think about it, I'm like, why did I say that?
A lot of people feel that way about their old theories. So we get to the season 1 finale. Tell me about that. Tell me what went through your head as what you saw and all that.
Mind explosions. My brain was just being purely melted by a match.
Mm-hmm.
I was kind of in shock.
Mm-hmm.
More than anything. I was like I was excited to see this, but then when it came out, I was just like, what's gonna happen next? What? Please, don't you dare end on me now.
So you saw the portal. I tried not to use the word portal around you because you didn't know what the heck that big machine did.
I thought it was just a giant laser that was gonna like explode the whole world.
Yeah, season 2 opened up with that zombie apocalypse.
Yeah, that was probably one of my least favorite episodes, just because I can't do well with zombies.
That's okay.
I see zombies. No.
Yeah.
No.
That's okay. Everyone's got their thing. Some people can't do blood. Some people can't do zombies. I always kind of like the irony that on the first episode of season 1, we thought there was a zombie, but nope, it's just gnomes.
Yeah.
And then the first episode of season 2, we get actual zombies. And of course, I love the fact that you can defeat them with music.
I know.
It's so cool.
I was like, how do you defeat a zombie? If they're dead, how can you kill them again?
Someone needs to tell the director of Walking Dead, stop making seasons, just have a big old musical number at the end. There you go.
Yeah. Because what I don't understand is about zombies, if they're already dead, how can you kill them again?
Mm-hmm.
If they're already dead?
Mm-hmm.
Are they living again? Is that how you're able to kill them?
Mm-hmm.
Do you turn them alive and then you kill them?
So many questions!
Questioning our thoughts.
Alrighty, so let's keep
time.
talking about season 2. So we get to the author of the journal. Now, I tried to point out some clues to you, but I tried not to point out too much because I didn't want to give it away, and you were really smart. Like, you were ridiculously smart that I was convinced that you were going to figure it out before it was released, like who the author of the journal was and everything. But you were completely shocked, right? Like, you didn't see any of it coming at all?
I didn't see any of it.
Really?
Because, like, when that came out, I was like, I mean, it could possibly be, but nah.
And then the ending, and then you were like...
Because towards the end, when that happened, I was like, it could be this. Nah, it can't. Nah, it wouldn't be that. And then I saw the next episode, and it was what I was thinking before, and then I changed my answer.
Yeah. I remember when we got to the ending, very much like the end of the first episode, your jaw was just dropped, and like I had to pause it and like give you a few minutes to like process what had happened.
I think when that just happened, I wasn't expecting that. Just because when he came out of the portal, he was just floating.
He wasn't floating.
Well, he was like coming out of... Well, he wasn't floating, but he was just like... It was kind of like one of those like slow-mo shots that should go in like an action movie. Just like, let's go, boys. And then he just like slowly comes out, punches Stan in the face. What?
Oh my god.
It was when the punch happened. I was like, dude, what the heck? Yeah, but when he punched him, I was like, dude, don't punch the brother.
I know it.
Don't punch your brother.
Tell you what, I'm gonna just send you away somewhere for like 30 years, bring you back, and then,
punch me. And then I'll punch you.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes.
Flying takedown. Swan dive. Swan diving through a window. How you like that now?
Oh my goodness.
I'm moving to Ohio, and I'll just be like, yeah, see you in the next 30 years. No! And then I come back, you punch me in the face. Defeat.
My goodness. Fatality. So what did you think of the rest of season 2? Like, we learned a lot, but there's still some stuff we need to uncover. What did you think of the last few episodes? Like, the overall finale?
Weirdmageddon?
Yeah, Weirdmageddon, the stuff leading up to Weirdmageddon. What did you think of the second half of season 2? And what did you think of the ending?
At first, I thought Bill Cipher was cool. Like, I thought his character was cool. He was just like this dude trying to like chill. And then I figured out he was evil, and I was like, well, that's an issue. I mean, a giant pyramid coming to life to take over the world with monsters.
That's a little bit of an issue.
Every child's nightmare. A weird Dorito-looking thing just comes and starts floating around.
Look at this loser drinking coffee. Now it's decaf.
I still remember the first time you showed me that. I was like, and then it was just, and now it's decaf.
I wish they had kept that in the show. It was
They
so
should
funny. Look at this loser drinking coffee. And now it's decaf. Oh, okay. So, did you like Weirdmageddon and all that?
Weirdmageddon, I liked it, but it was more of like a comedy. But
Yeah.
then when that like last episode hit out, and like
Yeah, we don't have to talk about what happened. We don't have to. Just don't say what happened, but just talk about like how it made you feel and like your thoughts.
I was just in shock of what happened with Stanley and Stanford.
Mm-hmm.
Like that should be one of those like sad animation videos. just in the arms of...
Shut up! Just shut up. No, we're not. I freaking hate you. You don't even know the rest of the words.
I'll play the song now.
No. Okay, so let's talk about the very, very end. Good finale, bad finale?
The very end of the show was a good finale.
Yeah.
It was.
I remember you laughed so freaking hard when they tried to bring the pig on the bus. You laughed so... I think
it was when I pulled out that magnet gun. He was like, yeah, he's able to come on. Yeah.
I don't think it because you hadn't really laughed in a while. Not that the episodes weren't funny, but you hadn't laughed out loud in a while, and you laughed so loud and hard at that point. I think you made me rewind it like 3 times. Like
I did. Just when he pulled out those brass knuckles. Yeah, piece of this motherfricker.
Oh my gosh.
I'm 11, I can't swear. I would.
Purple would be very proud of you. Alright, so good show. Alright. Yeah, you're bad for my lungs.
No.
What would you say like the show means to you on a personal level? Like talk about how it's affected like your friendships, your relationships, like just you as a person, how it's impacted your life, like how Gravity Falls has changed you as a person.
It's mainly just brought me and you together, me and my friends a lot closer. It's mainly just brought us together just because without you showing me that, I don't think we would have been this close.
I mean, we were close before, but yeah, definitely not.
Now we tight.
Sure. Now we're tight.
Now we tight, boy.
I don't like you. Oh my goodness.
I like myself.
Good, you should. You're a really awesome person. You should love yourself. So keep going.
It also impacted some of my friendships because most of the time my friends have like just gotten started watching Gravity Falls, and then we were talking about weird TV shows, and someone popped up Gravity Falls, and we were like, "Wait, you watch Gravity Falls too? Yeah!"
Mm-hmm.
We started talking about that for like an hour and a half.
Yeah, well, not to toot my own horn or nothing, but your friends thought it was pretty cool that I got you Journal 3 and the graphic novel. Is that correct?
Yes, it is.
I'm cool amongst elementary schoolers. All right, well, you know.
I'm cool amongst elementary school.
You know, it's hard to earn the approval of little kids. Let me tell you. And Gravity Falls is really just interesting for you because it was sort of a gateway for other shows for you. Because you watched Gravity Falls, you gave shows like Amphibia, DuckTales. You gave Avatar a chance.
I loved Avatar.
You wouldn't even like touch Avatar before Gravity Falls, but you know, you sort of, you were hesitant to try Gravity Falls, but you tried it and loved it. So even though you were hesitant to try Avatar, you learned, and you were like, you know what, let's watch it, and now you love it.
Yes.
And Owl House, that's another show that we've watched together and that you really, really love.
Yes.
You excited for season 2?
I'm so excited for season 2. Dana, thank you. Thank you. God bless you, Dana. God bless you.
Aww. Oh my goodness. Okay, you're gonna make her blush somewhere. Alright.
Is she listening to this?
I think she's got better things to do.
She's got a TV show to work on.
Yeah, she does. Okay, so while we're talking about celebrities, let's talk a little bit about like some of your favorite characters of Gravity Falls. Like, who would you say is your favorite character of Gravity Falls?
My all-time favorite character of Gravity Falls would, oh gosh, probably would have to be Mabel.
Mabel, really?
She's a bad, like, as soon as she pulled out that grappling hook, I was like, I'm going to like Mabel now.
Oh, you really like Mabel. Okay.
She's just a good character to like
She
laugh.
She is. What do you have to say to people who think that she's selfish? Because do you remember me telling you that there are some fans that think that she's... What would you say to, like, voice your opinion against that?
I wouldn't really voice my opinion. I do think that she is kind of selfish, just because, like, with some of the time, she just thought about herself and not Dipper and how she wanted Waddles.
Sure, right.
Because, like, but then when you go back and think about it, you're like, wow. Like, that really did change the show. Because without Waddles, I don't really think I would like that episode with the pterodactyl and that thing getting swooped down from the sky in Stan's fake story. Just, like, ripping the shirt and pulling out muscles.
It was meant to be.
It was definitely meant to be.
Right. So, even though Mabel's a little selfish, she's still a likable character, and I think a huge lesson of the show is that, you grow and you learn.
Yeah. Just because at the beginning of the show, Mabel's just like this fun character that you just love to laugh at. And then, like, you get to her being more of, like, a teenager, and you're like, okay, don't mess with her now. You could mess with her when she was 12, but not 13.
Right, that's the big age where you can stop messing with people, right?
Yeah. It's when you stop the bullies.
If you could meet Alex Hirsch and say anything to him, or ask him anything, what would you say or what would you ask?
I would probably say to him, you did a good job, buddy. Thank you.
Thank you.
And then I'd run off in the distance.
Because you're too embarrassed, right?
Yes.
You couldn't.
I'd be just like, thank you, Alex Hirsch. You're a great man. Run. Turn around, yeet out the door.
Yeet out the door, alright.
Jump through the glass.
Do you have any questions for me?
I do have one question.
Shoot.
What is your favorite episode and your least favorite episode?
Oh my god. Picking favorite episodes is like choosing between my favorite children, which that's easy. I
You
just
don't
have
even have children.
No, that makes the question easy. It's Edgar, my cat. Like, okay, I could tell you my least favorite episode. It'd probably have to be Fight Fighters.
Fight Fighter. I liked Fight Fighters.
It was good. I'm just not a huge fan of the stupid rivalry between Dipper and Robbie.
Yeah.
But I did like all the video game references, so like if I don't it's only my least favorite episode by like slightly.
Yeah.
Like
I definitely have to say it's not one of my personal favorites. It's definitely one of the ones that are like one of like the least favorites. But like you said, like the storyline with Robbie and Dipper, like that just kind of got like weird. But then when that one scene where he was like disappointed and he was just like on one knee and he was just talking to himself like anime style, I was like, okay.
All the video game references make the episode watchable. Like, it's really funny. It's really good. I like all the references.
I just remember Dipper doing the uppercut and he went, yeah! And he was like doing a super full. The dude lands on his back and it was like 1/28th of a damage on it.
It hardly did anything.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure an ant could go farther.
As far as my personal favorite episode, I would have to say it's Dungeons, and More Dungeons episode. That's just the episode that I go to if I just want to rewatch some Gravity Falls, or if I'm just a little sad or bored. That's my go-to. Like, of course I love Not What He Seems. Of course I love A Tale of Two Stands. I love the first episode. I love the dinosaur one with Waddles as well. But I always find myself going back to Dungeons, and More Dungeons. And of course it has nothing to do with my crush on J.K. Simmons. Absolutely.
You have a huge crush on that
I don't know what you're talking about.
Really?
That is completely irrelevant.
People watching this will be like, wait, you have a crush on J.K. Simmons too?
Everyone listening to this, Jackson, has a huge crush on J.K. Simmons. Okay, that's like a requirement to.
That's a requirement.
That's you need that to get into the fandom. Like, you can't. It's
a requirement.
It is a requirement.
I do have one more question for you.
Yeah.
Who is your favorite pet? Would you rather pick Waddles as your pet or Momo as your pet from Avatar?
I
would probably have to pick Waddles for that one.
I think Waddles too. Mostly because I'm a snuggler.
Yeah.
I'm a snuggler. Like, I need a pet that will just lie by my side. And Momo's sweet, but he's more of a playful pet. He's the type of pet that you can play fetch with, and that's great. But, I'm a very much introvert, homebody sort of thing.
Yeah.
So
now, if Appa was in the mix, I'd pick Appa.
Oh, same. One day I will get the plushie. One day.
Dude, I need the plushie right now.
Mm-hmm.
I need it. I need it!
Well, what is your favorite episode?
My favorite episode would probably have to be the Manator. Half man, half tour!
The smell of jerky summoned me. Jerky! That's probably the episode that you and I quote the most. Like, we'll be driving somewhere and like you'll start singing Disco Girl, and then I'll go coming through, and then we'll both go, that girl is you. Ooh.
Don't come in!
Don't come in.
I remember just going from the top. Disco Girl. Coming
he sings like you do.
That girl is you. No, don't come in!
I know you definitely seem to relate to Dipper a lot. I remember you telling me that he and Seuss were like your two favorite characters for a while. Like,
I have Seuss's shirt and a Dipper hat. So.
You do have the Dipper cosplay. Have the Dipper cosplay.
What if I put on a Dipper hat and a Seuss shirt?
I mean, shoo. I mean, why not? Why not? Dress whatever you want, man. One last thing. Let's talk a little bit about your cosplay as Zeus.
Oh,
That was a lot of fun, wasn't it?
it was a lot of fun. It was definitely a work to get to it, like that giant hike that we had to take. But it was worth it for the pictures.
Yeah? Did you have fun? What did you think when I first proposed the idea to you? Like, did you think it was weird? Did you think it was fun? Like, what did you think?
When you proposed it, I was like, okay, this looks pretty fun. But then when I heard that we had to go on a giant hike, I was like, oh gosh, this is gonna be a workout.
Would you want to do something like that again?
I would definitely want to do that again, but next time do Dipper and Mabel.
Dipper and Mabel, definitely. You're gonna have to do Dipper and Mabel.
Dipper and Mabel.
I agree.
Maybe we could do like Gideon and then his dad. That would be kind of cool, but then also really weird.
I mean, heck, we can do whatever we want to do. The beauty of cosplay.
The beauty of cosplay.
Do you have any parting words you would like to say to the Gravity Falls fandom?
I do have one thing to say to them.
Mm-hmm.
When I was first watching Gravity Falls, me and my friends were talking, and these kids once came up to us, and they're like, "Oh, you guys watch Gravity Falls? That's like a crap show." They were talking like they were being mean to us. They were kind of picking on us, but we still power through. So just so you know, if anything happens to you guys like that, just let it go, man. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go.
Words of Wisdom turned into a bad Disney musical. Thank you. Alright, well, Jack, thank you so much for agreeing to do this.
Well, thank you for
I always love our little talks.
Yeah.
Listeners, this has been Novelist for Gossiping Gossipers. Mwah! Good night, everybody. Stay weird.